Ethan Carter adjusted his jumpsuit nervously as he stood in the docking bay of the Xyrelium embassy. This was supposed to be a routine diplomatic visit, Earth's first real attempt at cultural exchange with the Xyrelians, a highly advanced alien species that humanity had only recently made contact with. But nothing about today felt routine, especially not with the enormous holographic board above him, flashing in bright purple letters. Welcome Earth candidates. Compatibility matches in progress. Ethan was starting to regret volunteering. Sure, the briefing had made it sound exciting. Cultural liaison programs, interstellar friendship, maybe a little fame back home. No one had said anything about matchmaking. A soft chime echoed through the bay. The walls shimmered and shifted, creating individualized corridors leading each candidate to their match. Ethan's path lit up in teal. Swallowing his anxiety, he stepped forward. He didn't get more than 3 feet before a figure blocked his way. She was stunning, tall with silver-blue skin that shimmered faintly in the light, hair cascading in weightless waves like liquid starlight. Her golden eyes studied him with a mischievous glint, and the corners of her lips curled into a smirk. "You've been matched with me, human," she said, voice melodious but carrying a distinct note of command. "Your romantic duties begin now." Ethan blinked, unsure he heard right. What?" The alien girl crossed her arms, one perfectly sculpted eyebrow arching. "Don't play dumb. You signed the compatibility accord. By Xyrelian tradition, a successful match initiates an immediate courtship contract. You're mine now." He stammered. "I thought this was a diplomatic program, not speed dating." Her laughter was light but distinctly predatory. "Diplomacy takes many forms. Come." Without waiting for his response, she grabbed his wrist and dragged him down the shimmering corridor. Ethan struggled to keep up, his mind reeling. Had he signed a marriage contract without knowing it? What kind of crazy sci-fi reality had he stumbled into? They emerged into a lush, bioluminescent garden enclosed within a massive dome. Strange, oversized flowers floated in the air, their petals pulsing softly. The air was rich with sweet scents, and distant musical tones vibrated through the ground. She turned to him, hands on her hips. "First duty, get to know your partner. I am Liara Velzange, 6th heir to the Xyrelian matriarchy. And you are?" "Ethan Carter. From Earth. Just a regular guy, honestly." Liara sniffed disdainfully. "We shall see." She walked ahead, expecting him to follow. When he didn't move fast enough, she spun on her heel and fixed him with a golden-eyed glare. "Human males are so slow," she muttered. "Fine. We do this the formal way." She produced a small orb from her belt, which floated into the air and projected a swirling pattern between them. A voice, automated and neutral, intoned. "Compatibility score. 91%. Mandatory 3-phase bonding trial initiated. Phase 1. Knowledge exchange." Ethan groaned internally. 3 phases. How did he get himself into this? Liara leaned forward, her smirk returning. "Don't worry, little human. If you perform well, Phase 2 will be much more interesting." He wasn't sure if he should be excited or terrified. Phase 1. Knowledge exchange turned out to be an intense crash course on Xyrelian history, customs, language, and, most awkwardly, their mating rituals. In return, Ethan had to teach Liara about Earth culture. She was particularly fascinated with human movies, especially romantic comedies, though she found most human courtship practices laughably primitive. "You spend weeks pretending not to like each other before admitting mutual attraction," she scoffed after binge-watching a playlist of 21st-century rom-coms. "I prefer directness." Ethan, despite himself, found her bluntness oddly refreshing. And dangerous. Very dangerous. By the end of Phase 1, Ethan was exhausted, but something had shifted between them. Liara no longer barked orders as much, and occasionally smiled at his jokes. Her laughter lost some of its edge, becoming something genuine. The orb glowed between them once more. Phase 1 complete. Compatibility reassessed. 93%. Proceed to Phase 2. Trial of Unity. Ethan rubbed his face. Trial of Unity. That sounds ominous. Liara's grin was all teeth. It will be fun. For me. The Trial of Unity involved partnering up to complete a series of challenges designed to test trust, communication, and mutual reliance. Their first test was navigating a labyrinth while blindfolded. Ethan wearing the blindfold, Liara giving instructions. Left, she barked. Ethan turned right. No, your other left. He corrected, smacking into a gelatinous wall that stuck to his jumpsuit. Liara howled with laughter. Somehow, despite the rocky start, they made it through the maze. Later trials included a zero-gravity obstacle course, a joint strategy game against simulated pirates, and a cooking challenge that ended with Ethan setting a pan on fire and Liara hurling it into a fountain. Through it all, they bickered, teased, and laughed, and somewhere in the middle of the chaos, something real began to blossom between them. A bond not forced by tradition or contracts, but something neither could deny. After their final trial, they lay side by side under an artificial sky, watching simulated stars drift lazily overhead. You're not so bad for a human, Liara said, her voice softer now. Ethan chuckled. And you're honestly kind of amazing. Bossy but amazing. She turned her head, golden eyes gleaming. You flatter me, Ethan Carter. Careful, I might think you actually like me. He swallowed, heart pounding. Maybe I do. She smiled, a real breathtaking smile. Good. You're finally learning. The orb pulsed again. Phase 2 complete. Compatibility reassessed. 96%. Proceed to final phase. Union or dismissal. Ethan sat up. Dismissal. After all that. Liara shrugged, casual as ever. We must decide. Together. The final phase wasn't a trial. It was a choice. They stood before a council of Xyrelian elders, towering ethereal beings who regarded Ethan with inscrutable expressions. The air was thick with tension. The bonding program is a sacred tradition, intoned the lead elder. But it is meaningless without true will. Candidate Liara Valanche, do you accept the human Ethan Carter as your mate? Liara didn't hesitate. I do. The elder turned to Ethan. Candidate Ethan Carter, do you accept Liara Valanche as your mate? Ethan looked at Liara. Memories of their wild adventures flashed through his mind. The arguments, the laughter, the way she made him feel alive in a way nothing else ever had. He smiled. I do. A collective hum filled the chamber. The orb exploded into 1,000 glittering fragments, showering them with light. The council bowed their heads in approval. Liara stepped closer, reaching for his hand. Your romantic duties begin now, she whispered, that familiar smirk tugging at her lips. Ethan squeezed her hand, grinning. Yes, ma'am. Months later, Earth's media exploded when Ethan returned, not alone but with Liara at his side. Interviews, documentaries, offers for reality shows. Everyone wanted to know about the first official human Xyrelian match. But fame meant nothing compared to the quiet moments. Liara trying pizza for the first time and declaring it a worthy Earth food, late-night talks under